Hey y'all, what's up? Welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to be using the new palettes from Joann's Beauty to be creating this gorgeous green eyeshadow look. So if you want to see what I thought about the palettes and how I got this look, just keep on watching. Starting off, you do want to moisturize and prime your skin. I'm using the Milani Prime Perfection Face Primer. And once your skin is prepped, we're going to be moving on to foundation, and I'm using the Milani Conceal Plus Perfecting 2-in-1 foundation in the shade Creamy Vanilla. And really quick, if you notice the lighting changing throughout this video, I apologize. That is a window behind me, so outside it was like sunny and cloudy all day. So yeah, that's why it changes. With the power of editing, quickly transform the brows. Moving on to concealer, I'm going to be using the Maybelline Master Concealer in the shade Light. And because there's not like an applicator on this specific product, I'm just taking a flat Wet n Wild brush to distribute that all throughout my face. Am I the only one that finds it like super satisfying when you blend out your concealer? I don't know why, I just feel like that completes like the whole base of your, makeup, and when it's all blended out, it's so satisfying to watch. Once you have everything blended out, we're going to bring out the classic Airspun translucent setting powder. I haven't used this in a really long time, but I was just like, why not? It's sitting in my drawer, so let's just play with it. But I place this everywhere that I put concealer just to set it. It's a really fine powder, so I don't use a lot of it. And then on the areas all the way around the perimeter of my face, I like using the Maybelline Fit Me powder. It's just like a really pretty finishing powder, and I feel like I can go a little heavy-handed with this product just because it makes my skin look really, really smooth and really flawless. We're going to come back to the skin a little bit later in the video, but for right now, I really just want to jump straight into the eyes. I'm going to be taking the new Dark Lust palette from Joann's Beauty, and I'm going to dip into this really soft nude eyeshadow just to kind of set the concealer that was on my eyes and to use as a transition shade. And then before we move on to the rest of the eyeshadows, I just want to quickly jump into this beautiful champagne highlighting shade in the palette to just highlight my brow bone, just because I know sometimes when I do my eyeshadow, the brow bone can get a little forgotten, and it makes the eyeshadow look messy when I try to go back in later to do that. But once we do that, just admire the highlight, and then we're going to move on to the light brown shade in the palette just to deepen up our crease. Moving on to this reddish brown shade in the palette, I'm going to be using that to deepen out the outer corners and the inner corners of my eyes. Since we are going to be having like a halo effect on my eyes, I want that to be pretty intense, so we are going to be building that up as we go. Next, you want to take this dark brown shade and do the same thing we did before, just packing this on the outer and inner corners. I'm using a more defined blending brush. It's a lot more tapered, and I'm packing this in a specific spot just as close as possible to the lid. I don't want to take this too much into the crease, but I am going to bring the corners together in the center. I'm going to just go in circular motions back and forth throughout my crease just to kind of make those connect to really give that like halo effect. And then of course you just want to blend that out with the brush that we used with the reddish brown shade, just so you don't have any harsh lines. Next, I'm going to cut my crease. You guys have seen me do this so many times before, and there's like a million videos on YouTube showing you how to do this, but it's pretty self-explanatory if you just kind of watch. I just follow the crease of my eye, but yeah, just cut that crease, girl. I've actually really been meaning to post this video for a while, but I'm in the process of moving, so it's been kind of hectic, but yeah, I'm finally posting this video. Once my halos are perfect, I'm going to be picking up Diosa and using this beautiful aqua blue shade just on my pinky to pack that onto the lid. But be sure that you leave the center of your halo bare. You don't want to put anything there because we're going to be packing this gorgeous golden shade right there in the center. And I just think it makes the whole look gorgeous. All of these eyeshadows in the Diosa palette are so soft and so buttery and very pigmented. I highly recommend this palette. Okay, so here you see me putting on eyeliner already, but there was one very important step that I forgot. I wanted to go back in with some of that dark brown eyeshadow to blend out those edges of that like aqua blue shade because that's just not cute. That's too harsh. So yeah, I just put a little bit of eyeliner on, but we're gonna go ahead and take that same thin red brush that I was using, the more like tapered blending brush, just to really blend out those corners because I want those to be the most intense and I don't want any harsh lines. When it's blended, it just looks absolutely beautiful, so don't forget that step. Once you're all blended, you're good to go to move on to lashes, and I'm actually going to be using Joann's Beauty for the lashes as well, and these are in the style Bombshell. I think her lashes are so pretty and they're actually very affordable, so if you're looking for an affordable lash, I will leave that linked in the description box below. Going to the lower lash, we're going to be using the same steps that we did to the top lid, just taking this light brown eyeshadow and packing this on the outer portions of my lower lash line. Okay, so I was actually watching one of Jaclyn Hill's makeup tutorials, and in hers, when she was doing her lower lash line, she said that she brought her eyeshadow a lot lower than she usually does. So that's what I did here, and she said it makes your eyes look like bigger and like more dramatic, and it brings more attention to your eyes. So I tried it out. But next we're going to be moving on to this reddish brown shade and doing the same thing, just deepening out those outer portions of the eye. And like I said, I just brought it down a little lower than usual, but you don't want to bring this as far as you did the first shadow. Now, if you're not comfortable with adding this much eyeshadow to the lower lash line, you don't have to do it at all, but honestly, I would just say trust the process because right here I was looking a little scary, but once I was completed, I actually really loved it. Now again, just to deepen up those outer portions of the eye, like usual, we're going to go in with that really dark brown and just focus this right along the lash line, just on those outer portions. Again, we just want this to be the most intensified spot while we leave the center of the lower lash line blank because we're going to be doing the exact same thing we did to the top of our lid. Using my finger again, I'm just going to dip into Diosa and pick up that blue shade and just pop that in the center of our lower lash line. It's super pretty, but you want to make sure that this is blended as well. So just pick up your brush and rub it along the edges and you're good. And then I just take a really thin brush and draw a vertical line through the center of my lower lash line. I just love how dramatic this looks, but also how subtle it is. You don't really notice until you're kind of like up close that you have this like golden mark under your eye. I don't know, but super cute. But because I wanted this look to be very smoky, I just added some black eyeliner to my bottom and top lash line. Now, I don't know why when I do my top lash line like this, it just like creeps me out to watch, so sorry if that bothers you. Of course, you just want to pop on some mascara, whatever is your favorite, to the top and bottom lashes because that's a law, you know what I'm saying? Like, duh. But for my inner corner highlight, I'm going to be dipping into the Dark Lust palette and picking up this beautiful golden champagne highlight, and I loved it so much that I used it all over my face. Yeah. But before I completely drowned my face in this highlight, I went ahead and added my bronzer and blush off camera and then just set everything with some Fix Plus. And then here you see me again dipping into that highlight and just putting it all over my face. I put it on my cheekbones, I put it on my forehead, on the bridge of my nose, on my cupid's bow, and even on my chin. So yeah, it was just a gorgeous highlight. And then lastly for the lips, I use my NYX Slide On Glide On lip liner in the shade Brown Perfection. Now I'm not sure if they like discontinued this color or not because I looked online and I couldn't find it, but honestly any brown lip liner could work. I just lined my lips and then on the corners of my mouth, like you know, on the top lip and on the bottom lip, just on the corners, I filled in those areas a little bit more just to give a fuller effect to my lips. And then to fill everything in, I used Kat Von D's liquid lipstick in the shade Bow and Arrow. It's just a beautiful brown shade that I think everybody should have in their collection. And yeah, that pretty much completed this look. I really loved how this look came out, and I know you guys did too. Like I said, a lot of people requested that I do a tutorial on this look, so I'm really sorry it took me a minute to actually get this up on my channel, but yeah, it's here. The only thing that I did forget to include was the glitter that I placed in my crease, like above my halo. I just forgot to put that into the video, but you could totally just put any glitter you want or no glitter at all. It's up to you. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. I love you, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!